Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice that you have, that I have, that we all have. And what is the choice that you have and I have, that everyone has? Well, that choice to think, the choice to accept or reject ideas, to originate ideas. See, that's where the power is. That's where your greatest power is what's called your agency, the ability to act or be acted upon. See, right there, if you implement that in your life, you'll see some really great changes in your life. With that being said, my reminder for you is that the changes that you'll see in your life will be in exact proportion to the changes you made inside. See, that's what we've been diving into with every single one of these calls, with every book that we've studied. They've all dealt with the mind and how powerful your mind is, and how your mind is where it starts and how that leads to outcomes. It all starts in the mind. That's something that Bob Proctor shared frequently. It starts in the mind. It all starts in the mind. It starts in the form of an image. And guess who gets to determine the image in your life? It's you. It's always you. It's always going to be you. This reminds me of that beautiful Christmas message I sent to Bob before he passed away, or I should say, before he transitioned into back into where, we all go to. And the message was Merry Imagination Day. And then below, I typed in, by him were all things made, and without him was not anything made that was made. And then he replied back, boy, have you got that right. And if you think like that this upcoming year, you're going to have a fantastic year. And boy, was he right. He was so right. And, anyways, the reason why I'm sharing that with you is because you have that in you too. You have an imagination. You get to use yours however you want to use it. And our invitation to you is to use it in big ways, to imagine great things for yourself, to get rid of the idea that there's self sabotage. There's no such thing as self sabotage, and instead consent to the divinity in you. Now, as we move forward with this, a reminder for you is that we have coming on the third emergence, which taps into helping you to understand that more deeply. We're going to dive into what makes us unique and different compared to what's happening in the personal development world, of which is a lot. Why? Because the personal development world uses as its foundation the idea that you are in your own way, that you are your own worst enemy, that you're battling against yourself, that you're self-sabotaging. All of it's a bunch of bullshit. It's not true. It's a lie. And it has caused more damage in people's lives than any other thing that they've shared. And all you have to do is look at the psychological studies that have happened from people in psychology who have studied people who believe that they are their own worst enemy, that they're sabotaging themselves. It causes a lot of guilt, a lot of shame, a lot of stuckness. And what this does and what we share with you helps to eliminate that. It's actually a revolution that we are tapping into, a revolution to correct what the personal development world has done. And boy, is that a big task. But with that being said, it's something that's going to be so worth it. And it's going to be worth it for you and worth it for everybody who connects to it. All right. Amazing, incredible. Yes, I'm talking about you again. So let's go back into where we are now in this beautiful book of truth. Ready? One, two, three. Here we go. Okay, we're in the chapter of beliefs, page 129, if you have the soft cover. And when it comes to these beliefs, it's important for you to be reminded of the power of them. For this specific chapter here, it resonated with me a lot because of the phrase, it is done unto you as you believe. Ask believing, you shall receive. See, none of us ever goes further than what we believe to be true, which is why this is part of this book, which is why it's ingrained with it. So let's talk about this. Let's ask this question. What if most of what you believe isn't even yours? Now think about that for a moment. What if most of what you believe Doesn't belong to you. How about this one? What if the way you see yourself, the limits you think you have, and the patterns you've repeated for years have never been or were never a conscious choice? How about this one? What if you inherited your beliefs the same way you inherited your eye color without ever questioning whether they were true? Belief is the hidden architect of your life. It determines how you see the world, what you think is possible, and most importantly, what you accept as true about yourself. And yet, most people go through life without ever questioning where their beliefs came from or whether they should keep them. Now, just sit in that for just a moment here. What you believe to be true determines how far you'll go. It determines what you do, what you don't do. None of us ever goes further than what we believe to be true. If you want to know what you believe about yourself, you need not look any further than the results of your life. They always tell the truth. Here, write this either above or below this in your book. My results reveal what I believe to be true about myself. Now, that might sting when you see it, but it could be one of the most amazing transformational moments in your life if your mind is open and if you're willing to move the information around. Now, let's go over this again. Belief is the hidden architect of your life. It determines how you see the world. Another word for belief is your perception, your perspective on things. Remember, your reality has nothing to do with the facts. It has to do with the meanings you give those facts. And those meanings come from the belief you have. So again, your beliefs determine how you see the world, what you think is possible for you, and most importantly, what you accept as true about yourself. And again, and yet most people go through life without ever questioning where their beliefs came from or whether they should keep them. They just operate from the why because they have a habit of thinking that way. You know, one of the most powerful exercises that I have embedded within me is to constantly question what I believe to be true. And that's something that I recommend that you do for yourself. You should constantly be questioning what you believe to be true. You should be constantly questioning your results, operating with that thought from the cause, which is what you believe to be true. Change your belief, guess what will change? Your results, your outcomes, how your life is. Now, check this out. You might believe you're not good with money. You might believe you're shy. You might believe you struggle with consistency. Maybe one of these is yours, maybe all of them are. These are just examples. With that being said, but did you choose those beliefs or were they handed to you? Where did they come from? Now think about this. The one I love to use is, oh, I'm shy because I believe I'm shy. Really, I wasn't shy. I was just conditioned to be shy. What was in me was the belief that other people's opinions were more important than mine. The only opinion of me that matters is mine. And that goes the same for you. The only opinion of you that matters is yours, not what other people say about you. Now, with this being said, where did they come from? Understanding this is the first step to seeing the truth. Your beliefs were installed They are not inherent, they are not fixed, and 100% they are not you. And that, unfortunately, is a thought process that's in most people. They believe that their beliefs are them, that their habits are them. It's not true. This is the way I am. Bullshit. No, it's this way. This is the way I am. Not this is the way I am. If you want to know the way, you got to operate from I am. But I want you to notice the difference between the two. One operates from this belief of thinking that how they are operating is them. It's not true. That's how they've been conditioned. And it's the same for you. Now, before we proceed further, for those of you who are watching this live stream and would love to tap into the remainder of these calls live and watch the replays, of which every one of these calls is recorded, so you can watch the replay, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.